Hello, in this little video I'm going to show you how to change the battery and also take this key fob apart in case you wanted to take the blade out and take it to get a copy made of the key, and they want you to take it out of the entire key fob here because it's too big. So let's start by taking out the cover just for the battery. That's pretty easy. It's just this piece here. I need to pry it open. I got one of those plastic little trim tools here. Let me go ahead and just it's a little hard here with the camera. Just put it in here and pry it open like that. Actually, take this one here. You can, I suppose, use a screwdriver, but if you don't want to scratch it, you just pop it open like that, and this will expose the battery over here. Now, to take this part of the cover out, there are actually 3 screws, 2 over here and 1 up here that you might want to remove the sticker. It's hidden by the sticker here, otherwise you can't see it, and for that you need a little Phillips screwdriver to get those 3 out. So I'm going to put this on pause here and do it and show you. Alright, as you can see there, I took out those little screws here with one of those screwdrivers like this, and now we can go ahead and pop this cover out, which will allow us to take this entire board with the battery with it and get the key out. So you just pop this open. You want to be careful because there's the spring here loaded. Take this piece out for the chain ring. Again, get this out and put it on pause. Okay, it's actually out. This is not hard to get out. And once you get this thing out, it all comes apart, and you can see that there is this spring here, and here's the key blade that you can take it to the key locksmith and get it done. Now you notice that that button has those 3 little tabs, and they actually go in only one way. There's no 2 ways for this to go in. So when you want to put it back in here, and the where it goes, it can only go one way as far as rotating it. Okay, now to put this thing back is basically the same way we took it apart, except that you have to pay attention to this spring here, because not only does this spring allow this button to pop back out, it also needs to be torqued a little bit so that the key blade pops out. If you just put this thing together and you don't torque this little spring, the key blade, you will have to do it manually. It won't pop out by itself when you press the button. It stays where it is, and you have to take it with your finger. Unless you put some torque on the spring here itself, it won't pop out by itself. So you need to go ahead and do that. Alright, so this thing is back, and the way to torque that spring, by the way, it's hard to show you how to do it with the camera in my hand, but basically that the one end of the spring has little wire part of it, the wire spring sticks out, so that's the part that's going to be facing you this way. It actually doesn't go the other way around because that little piece of wire sticking out will prevent it from going into the little button in the key, so it can only go in one way. So you stick it out with that little piece of the wire coming out towards you, and then you have to take that cover here and position it basically over here. It's going to have a little protrusion on it where that little piece of wire is going to catch, and you basically take that cover here and turn it around. Make sure you don't lose that little piece of wire catching onto that tab. So you turn it around, and that's how you would torque that spring and just close it. Once you do that, you'll see that the key will pop out by itself. It only needs 3/4 of a turn or whatever it is. So you just basically position it here so that little piece of wire would catch on the tab on the cover here, and rotate that cover back into place and clamp it back on, and this should give you enough torque on that spring to cause the key blade to pop out like that. Otherwise, it'll just sit there when you press the button. It won't pop out, and you have to pop it out by hand. which is not cool. All right, that's it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below, and I hope you find this to be useful.